Yo, what is going on, people? My good people, how's everyone doing today? Today we've got just a fast stream today. Because of the fact that there's some you know midweek adjustment, had not enough time to watch the highlights. I'm sure you guys can feel free to come in and talk about the game highlights for the game week four. Game week four, how do you find game week four? Let us know in the chat. Welcome everybody. We've got people tuning in. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we've got my hosts. Me, myself, Brendan. And you've got co-host Joshua Constantio. How are you doing today, mate?
Doing okay, midweek. Tomorrow's Friday. Everyone looking forward to the weekend. But, fixtures coming in thick and fast. We have another 4 games coming up this weekend.
Yep, very, very fast indeed. And it's also quite not it's just wait, let me put out this Brunei DPMM. Sorry, Rising Jaguars. I didn't mean to do any. It was just going through some technical difficulties as always. It's come like what Joshua's point, right? It's coming fast, right? Really fast. We got another 4 games, from Tuesday, Wednesday, and then now on Saturday, Sunday games again. And we'll be there, right? I'll be there for the Saturday games. Saturday game. Sorry, I'll be at Bishan, and then for Joshua, he's going with me. We're going to Jurong East, right? We're gonna watch
Yep.
a top two. I think right now it's top two, but I think potentially end of the season a top two clash between Albrechts Niigata versus Tampines Rovers, right? What are your thoughts about the game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker of a game, as you like to say. I think both teams are very technically gifted, I would say. Albrechts maybe look like they have just a bit of stamina. You see how many late goals they've been scoring, right?
Yep.
They have the extra gear towards the end of the game. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be a very big test for Tampines. I think they've been very impressive so far. That day you were at the game against Valencia, I watched it on TV. I thought they were excellent. They could have easily won by, I don't know, maybe at least 3 more goals.
Excellent.
Easily.
Easily.
So, I mean, it's going to be a big test for them and a big challenge of, whether they are really contenders or some would say
pretenders.
Yeah,
right?
you never know.
Nah, I think they are contenders. I know, especially Sailors. Now they have to build the momentum. I think Tampines are looking really good. And I think Joshua has made a good point off stream, but we'll talk about that later. I'll address it one more time. Yeah. So welcome everybody. We are tuning. We are, I think what we're gonna do is every first 5 minutes, we're just gonna talk a little bit off topic. We just say hi to the chat. Welcome everyone on the stream. We really do appreciate it. So we've got Hendra as always, Rising Jaguars. Thank you very much. Yopande, big up to you, man. I hope you learn more about Singapore football. Yopande. Cheers, mate. And then you've got AL. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Ian is here. Welcome. Welcome. Marcus, as always, the GOAT, Bros the GOAT. Ken, welcome, Ken. Xavier. Wow, Xavier. Are you gonna take shots at Bishan? Let us know, yeah? I think it'll be quite interesting. So if you guys didn't know, Xavier is aspiring photographer in the Singapore Premier League. So do check his channel out, Xavier Shots. Great friend of the stream. He's been here since day one, and yeah, I think I will be there. I will be there, sorry. So I'll see you, Xavier, if I get to see you. Kimi, welcome. Welcome. I think we're gonna have a spicy topic about Tanjung Pagar later with Brunei. Albrecht versus Tam is going to be a fun one. Let's hope Tampines can win them. Yeah. Of course, support our ladies. Tanjung Pagar men's team by week this week. Playing this set. Okay, cool. So they're playing this set. Wow. Do you know what time it is? I didn't check the schedule. Kimi, just feel free to put in the details. Maybe we can catch those. Catch the women's league because it's starting this weekend, right? Premier of the Singapore Premier League. Why? Oh, Riyadh. Sorry, Riyadh. Why you never noticed me? I'm so sorry, mate. Thank you as always, Riyadh. I'm so sorry. I apologize for missing you out. I did. Yeah. Oops, I just won by because you know what? I see Hendra and I see Riyadh's profile picture. They look exactly the same. I'm so sorry. My bad. Saturday. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the stream. Yeah, first 5 minutes have gone by in the ghetto. Okay, so this week was actually overall I think was quite expected all the results. I am sorry, Tanjung Pagar fans. I kind of expected DPM to win, but not in that kind of fashion. Albrechts winning Hougang, I think that was expected. Tampines winning Balestier also expected, and of course Sailors beating Geylang, I think that was also expected lah. So that's the past Tuesday and Wednesday games. I actually want to say, right, Josh, like I'm actually very, very surprised of the turnout for the games, on the Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday turnout was really, really good.
It was at Bishan Stadium,
Bishan,
right?
yes, Bishan. Balestier versus Tampines, the turnout was good. I think generally now the turnouts are getting better and better for the league, which is good to see lah. Good to see that people are coming for the games.
Yeah, I mean on stream, I think even the sailors, Geylang, look like there are quite a lot of people there. So I think Bishan Stadium has been drawing quite good attendances.
Yep.
And Jurong East, Albrecht's fans, they do tend to go and support their team as well.
Could it be attributed to like the good marketing on the sailor side? And the fact that Bishan is becoming like maybe a premium place to watch football with the community.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen friends who I know haven't really watched local football in a while. I see them post stories of watching sailors. I saw a few yesterday even, so it's nice to see.
Yep. So you love to see the traction that's going on in the league, and it's hopefully that in the next 1 or 2 years we can kind of build onto that momentum for the fans to go to the games, and then you see like buzzing atmosphere. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to again. Today's stream is not going to be too long, right? Because we want to move on to. It's been a tough week for myself. I don't know about Josh, but at work it's been a tough juggling here and there. So I do apologize. Just want to say that the notes for today is not going to be very comprehensive. So I do apologize. Please do feel free to. This stream is just more to keep up with the times and to make sure that it's on a weekly basis. I feel quite bad if we miss a stream out for the week. I think we'll be more refreshed on Sunday after game week, or we may be a bit rushed. Maybe a Monday stream will be good. Okay, so with that being said, okay. First game, right? Balestier versus Tampines. All right, so for this game, I was there live. Big up to Daniel. I actually went there the game alone, and then Daniel came up to me, and then he was like, "Brandon, I was just watching like the first I was late for the game, so I think I reached about 8 minutes into the game. I saw I stayed alone for like 5 minutes. Then Daniel was like, look at me from another bench. He's like, Brandon. I was like, yes. I said, oh, I'm so I thought it was you lah. Then he recognized me, and he's part of the community, so it's quite nice. Then we just chatted the whole way lah. So he's a Tampines fan. Been going to the game since like 2016. And he's quite like dedicated because he's working in like his NS is not NS. I think his work I can't remember, but he's got to go overseas and whatnot for his work. So I like offshore in the maritime industry. So it's quite a tough time, and he's always there at the games. Big up to him. So this game, right? Don't mind the short. Everyone needs a good rest. Thank you, Ikikavat. I do appreciate it. Just a little kicker of all these events coming up for myself in my job. But yeah, back to the topic. Tampines, right? Balestier, Tampines, they were cruise control. I think later it's a dedicated segment on how Tampines was really, really looking good. And then now to Joshua's point, right, off stream, he said that. You want me to say it or you say it?
To be honest, I'm not really that
sure.
Okay,
so not really sure. Okay, yeah. Sorry to put you on the spot. But yeah, Joshua's point about the depth Tampines has off the bench. Really, really good, right? When Tampines started the game, they controlled the first half. They were dominating, and then second half, you see the substitutions coming on. You got Taufik, you've got Ong Yuan coming on, you've got who else I'm missing that day. But generally their bench is looking really, really solid to cover up from the first 11.
Yeah, I mean those subs you mentioned, like Joe Chu and Shah had quite a good game. I thought when they're on the pitch, and then to be able to take them off and bring on Taufik and Ong Yuan, it was what really got them the third goal and
correct
to seal the win.
Yep. And then can we just give a moment for Faris Ramli? I don't know when is he not going to score. It's 4 out of 4 for him. Great goal from him. And then he also had a great assist to Boris for his third goal, if I'm not wrong.
For the third goal,
yeah. For the third goal, right?
Very unselfish, cut in, laid it off.
When he cut in, right, it reminded me of the Sailors Dortmund finish. When he cut in, I thought he was going to, finesse one in, right, curl it into the top corner, but then he very unselfishly looked for Boris at the end of the edge of the other box, and then he played it through with a beautiful ball.
And the way Boris was playing, I thought he might have missed it. Thankfully, he put it in, and it took a whole lot of pressure off Tampines.
Yeah, most definitely. And also the fact, right, that I don't know, man, if you guys watch the highlights, Boris missed that open goal per se.
Yeah.
And then also Yase Hanapi, Kyoga really left it on a platter for him, right? And then Yase Hanapi shot a white. I mean, not white, like it was out.
I mean, from watching on TV, the commentators credited the keeper because the keeper actually got a very slight touch on the ball. It actually went behind Yase a bit.
So,
So to be fair, to be a bit fair to him,
yeah.
But I can imagine watching at same, we wouldn't have noticed that the keeper actually got a touch.
I did not notice that at all, right? So Faris Ramli, fantastic performance for me. I think overall man of the match for me easily. Tampines defense looks really good as well. I think that's what we addressed previously. But what's happened to Rian Saniza, we're not too sure. He's I just found out from TRFC that he was voted the player of the year for Tampines last year. And he's barely featured this year. I don't know. Maybe transitioning to Young Lions. I heard he's transitioning to Young Lions. I don't know. Anyways, left to be seen. And Balestier, some thoughts about Balestier. I think Koza is really, really good. He's going to be easily, if Balestier can finish like top 4 in the league, right? If they can finish top 4, I think Koza will be in the team of the season. It's a very easy shot. I think the way he organizes the team off the back, and then he gives Wailun and Tanaguchi a lot of breathing area and space for them to be more creative, right? Koza gives that kind of assurance at the back. But I just got to say that Tanaguchi was really quiet after his hat-trick performance against DPMM. This game he was really, really quiet. I think Tampines did a fantastic job, holding him out.
Yeah, I thought McCoy actually had a decent game at left wing.
Yeah,
you give him a bit of a shout, but Tampines they did have a lot of fun, especially on the left hand side.
Yep.
With Glenn Quay, Yasser, Kyoga.
Yep.
Boris also pulling out to the left.
Correct.
So they had a lot of fun there.
A lot of fun indeed. And then also the fact that, Kyoga, I got to give Kyoga credit. I think he's easing into his new role really, really nicely. Shah Sharian also had a great game. I think overall Tampines can't really fault anyone. That maybe Boris, he had 2 goals, but he was a bit disappointing up front.
Could have easily had 5.
Yeah.
I thought Joel Chu's assist for his first goal was
a
nice through ball. A bit too easy for Tampines, but had to put it in the net.
Yep, and then also I think we got some comments. Let's see the comments, right? Ken has a really good point. He says that Balestier always only good in the second half. It is very strange, right? They are always like a second half team, whereas Hougang is like the complete opposite.
Yeah, but actually yesterday, I think could make an argument that Hougang had a better second half than first half. Strangely
enough, right? Strangely enough. And then also we've got Daniel Goh in the national call-up. I think he's well deserved. Daniel Goh is like a spark of light for Balestier when he gets the ball, the kind of pace that he has. Great to see him in the national team. Maiden call-up, if I'm not wrong.
Not too sure.
Yeah, not too sure. Could be a maiden call-up. Glenn Quay, I think also, sorry, I'm just all my thoughts just dispersing to different teams and players. But Glenn Quay had a great performance. I think he a very slow start to the season because of his new left wing back kind of role. But I think he was very comfortable, like what you said, Josh. On the left flank, right, Balestier's right is quite weak. Darren T had a lot of problems with, the bombardment on the left.
Yeah.
Glenn Quay had a really good game. I think overall, well, other than that slight Daniel Goh's goal, right, you can make an argument that Glenn Quay was like a bit sleeping, not marking Daniel Goh on the when the ball was played in. But I think he's still growing as a defender.
I guess the benefit for him is that next to him is Milos.
Yeah.
So he's a very solid centre back next to him.
Yes.
Which gives him a bit more freedom to go up.
Yep.
Instead of imagine if you're playing next to someone who is maybe not as good, not as solid.
Well,
you could see Tampines struggling a bit more.
Fair,
on that side.
Fair. And he also plays like what you say. Once Glenn Quay brings the ball out, and then they will deploy like a 3-man at the back with Kyoga kind of like deep pivoting as like the defensive mid. So I think that gives freedom for Glenn to kind of really build have momentum on the left and really pressure the left hand side, which what they did to a good effect against Balestier.
Yeah, I think he probably just has to get used to all the running, because when he was taken off, he actually looked really tired.
Yeah.
But his replacement came on and did quite a solid job.
Yes. There was a slight tackle to the replacement, but I think that he looked all right. No, was it Taufik? I could be Taufik, but Taufik off the bench is also another key factor for a lot of teams to look out for. Right?
Yeah,
he's kind of like he had a really good touches in the game. In that he came in on the 60 something minute or 70 something minute, and he still had a great impact on the game. All right, so welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning to the stream. Anything else? I think nothing else for the Tampines Balestier game. Very cruise control for Tampines lah. Right, Faris Ramli, when is he not going to stop scoring? Maybe someone said in the stream right about in the chat, right? Let's see, where is it? Faris going up against Hassan Sani. Can Hassan Sani,
make it 5 clean sheets out of 5?
Is it 5?
Including the community
including
shield.
The community shield, yeah, including the community shield is 5, right? So can Faris Ramli, continue? There you go, Hendra's comment. Faris Ramli is just too good right now. Can Hassan stop him? I think it's more like, can Faris Ramli score against Hassan? I think that is more like it. Yep.
I don't think Hassan has been overly tested so
Not
far.
At all.
Simply because the team in front of him has been doing a very good job defensively.
Yep.
I know Tampines is definitely going to be Albrex's biggest test so far,
yep.
You would say? Yeah. I mean, it would have been Sailors, probably, if not for the red card. But of course, the red card changed the whole game and, maybe not a fair reflection.
Yep.
Hopefully Sunday we see 11 versus 11 and what Tampines can do.
No red cards, a fun game at Jurong East will be there, right? So hopefully we don't have to take our efforts to travel all the way to Jurong and see another. For me personally, that day, the LCS game was really, really like, after
Maybe
the red card.
Albrecht's red card and Tampines 4-0 win.
Maybe. Oh, okay. Then the scenes will be immaculate for the Tampines side, right? Anyways, we are moving on to the next point. I see there are a lot of comments about the national team. Yeah, we will just talk a little bit later, right? Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Yeah. So let's see. Anything we're missing out? Okay. Now, so Kimi says that it would be nice to see Ewan, Nicky Melvin, and Fatu forming the midfield in the Malayan Cup. Yeah, all three selected. I think that's a great anchor. But Nicky Melvin in the midfield, did you say they will deploy more like a winger?
I mean, Albrecht does play more as a winger. Yesterday he played the first 45 and then they took him off.
Yeah, so. Okay, fair. All right.
We have tended to see that with the local players for Albrecht.
Yep. Naturally, with the kind of talent that they have on their bench that we don't know of, right? Until we watch them live, it's like, okay, we are looking out for this particular person. Okay, next game we have Brunei versus Tanjung Pagar. Well, this game, red card for Tanjung Pagar. They were up 1-0 at the half. And then later, there was a lot of controversy going on in this game. I'm sure Rising Jaguars and Kimi will share their points about this, right? Yeah, so there you go. Kimi said that denied 2 clear penalties Kenji brought down during the second goal. 2 minutes decision went against us. Well, football. Sorry to the Jack fans, right? I did expect DPMM to win, but coming from your comments, right, it seems like it was really against your favor this game round up. I do apologize. I only watched a little bit of the highlights. Didn't really catch this game because of commitments, right? So Rev Kayu indeed. Josh, your thoughts about this game?
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch the game too. I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
I thought, Tanjung Pagar seemed to be doing quite well. And then DPMM scored a very good equalizer through Veronkov, a long range curler.
Yep.
It's a good goal. And then I think the red card happened after that. Last man, I thought it was a red card. But yeah, I mean, you're saying all the things about the penalties. Unfortunately, the highlights didn't show the penalty shots.
Penalties, yep.
So can't really comment that much. But Kenji brought down during the circle. I think, that was a 50-50 challenge. Player went up in the air, challenge for the ball, headed it in, and the goal was given. So, I mean, as some people might say, decisions even themselves out. As much as some people might argue against that. I guess.
So there's a running joke.
Hopefully, there will be games where it goes in Tanjung Pagar's favor.
Yeah, so there's a running joke about VR in the Premier League for us, our friends in the chat, right? Like sometimes, right, this kind of thing. 1 week it'll favor this team, and then maybe 3 weeks down the road it'll go against them. So sometimes what goes around comes around now. But you never know. It seems like Albrecht is there's some stir in the community that Albrecht's always a bit unfairly sided. But maybe they're unfairly sided because they always get the ball in the good positions, and then that's when they get more chances and more calls called for them. Either ways, this game, Jalan Besar. I'm also not too sure when Brunei is going back to Brunei. I think there's still one more game in Jalan Besar for them before they head back to Brunei. Let's see whether we can make a trip to Brunei and watch a away days game. But the question is, which team should we go for to root against DPMM? Tampines? Sailors? How about Albrecht? Albrecht would be quite interesting. I think that would be a really good affair. Either ways, Tanjung Pagar, now they 3 points in from the past 3 games, I think, or 4 games. So sad to see. I think their performance on the pitch is not reflective of the kind of performance on the standings. I think they deserve. To be honest with you, I think Sailors, they should have drawn against Sailors with Sugic missing that penalty. It was sad to see. And a well-deserved win against Geylang, right? And Geylang's on a bit of a slump, which we'll get to later. Do you think that the DPMM striker can be the top goal scorer this year? He was a top goal scorer in 2019, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think so. When Brunei won, right?
Yeah.
I think now he's got 2 out of the last 2.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 2.
So, I mean, he has quality.
No, 2 of the last 3, sorry.
2 of the last 3, yeah.
He didn't score against Sailors, and then
he scored against Balestier.
And now Tanjung Pagar, yeah.
So, I mean, he has got the quality. He's strong. And the finish against Tanjung Pagar showed that, perhaps he still has it in him.
Yep, most definitely. Right, so now Tanjung Pagar, the next game is against Young Lions, which I think that's a great game for them to rebound back. Unfortunately, I see the Jack fans in the chat. They're like, oh no, Tanjung Pagar, being a bit unfairly criticized and not unfairly judged against them. But no offense to Young Lions, but I think going up against them gives you that kind of momentum swing back into your favor, build a bit of momentum. I think that was what happened to Tampines as well, right? After Geylang that won all, they beat Young Lions, and that gave them the confidence to show really good performances against Balestier.
No,
and
Tanjong Pagar. I think they played Tanjong
Tanjung
Pagar
Pagar.
before Young Lions.
Before Young Lions. 2-0 Young Lions and 3. Yeah, sorry. Correct. So my bad. But yeah, I think Kimi has a great point. He said no Blake DPMM is hopeless. Actually, DPMM also has been a bit lackluster. I think a lot of people are like, wow, the unknown quantity. We ourselves, I was in, guilty of it. I was like, oh, this unknown quantity coming into the league again. And now I think they are pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, who's their next? Is it Haokang?
Might be Let's check it out. DPMM.
But yeah, anyway, Sailors was tough first game.
Yep.
Second game, they were leading 3-1, and then they let it slip.
Our next game is
Geylang. Yeah, and then the last game, I think a bit fortunate with the red card and maybe the penalty decisions that didn't go Tanjong Pagar's way.
Yeah.
So I mean, Geylang is going to be another test for them.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk about Geylang in their heavy defeat yesterday.
Oh, I think that's the next game, right? That's the next slide. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, do we see DPMM beating the Eagles? I'm not too sure because we will get to that right now, right? So LCS versus Geylang, right? Wow, this game. I think I watched the highlights. Sorry again, I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlight. I think it was quite well. Nothing too much to write home about, lah.
Well, I predicted 3-0 in the chat. My first correct prediction of the season.
So far, Josh is okay. So you're starting a bit of momentum into the local leagues, right? Usually Josh is really good in predictions in the Premier League, in the English Premier League, but Singapore Premier League is a bit slow on the end.
That's be hard to predict. Actually, this season has been pretty okay. I know the
fair. I think the scorelines have been pretty.
Tampines game, a lot of people predicted 3-1.
Yeah, fair. So this game, what am I to say as an Eagles fan? Although I'm wearing a Sailors kit, I just realized why they're wearing a Sailors kit against. Anyways. First game without Kodai.
Yeah.
Super had his great superb debut, right? I think he, from the comments and I read this, he looked like it was a really good first game for him. Clean sheet for Zafan. And this game, wow. The goals, Abdul Razak again. Josh with the
weak foot.
Yeah. Maybe Abdul Razak golden boot at the end.
He does like that finish. I think at the same end of the pitch, he scored the third goal against Brunei with that right foot right into the corner.
Yep. Right. So, and Lopez also, right? Lopez with the... Finally, Lopez kind of stepping up.
He missed the penalty at the start. And then he scored one. Hafiz with the first. Lopez second. Yeah, so maybe you could see Lopez doing a job as a false nine.
Yeah.
Like he did yesterday.
Most definitely. And also, there was some... I watched the highlights of the Hafiz goal. It looked like it was offside, but I think it's on. I think that's fair. Lestian was off, but the ball was played to Hafiz, so I think that's fair. This game, there's nothing much to write about. I think Geylang was very, very lackluster. As I said before on stream, right? You guys know I'm a Geylang fan, but I'm very well assured that the problem with Geylang is that they're going to find scoring goals this year really, really tough, right? And then against your tougher opponents, it's just going to be them, trying to build from the back, play from the midfield, go onto the wings, and I think it's very predictable, right? The teams are really, really trying to the teams are known, they know the tactics, and they're keeping Geylang in their pockets. So it's going to be a tough season for Geylang if this keeps up.
Just going to bring up one thing. Bill Mamadou's role in the first goal was exceptional. He turned two defenders, and then he played the ball to, I think it was Lopez. Who got the assist.
Yeah, he got the assist, yep.
I mean, that was really, really nice from him.
Yeah, great scenes. Bill Mamadou picked for the Malayan Club. I think Malayan Cup, I think he would definitely be the top 5 players to depend on. Because, he's got the wealth of first team experience. Sailors have, to be fair to the Sailors, and I want to give credit to the Sailors, they've given a lot of time to Bill Mamadou. I don't know why last year, not really. I think after Kim Do-hoon left, that's when Bill Mamadou started, Lalich kind of played him more. And then this year as well, Risto is trying to depend more on him on the centre-back role.
Yeah, and Chris' assist for Diego's goal was great. So
yep.
Put it on a plate.
Good to see, Chris also has been a bit disappointing, in my opinion. But, great to see the deliveries. That's what he's there for, right? To play those kind of beautiful assists for the strike force. And yeah, without Kodai, no problem. Seems like, do you think they're going to sign anyone? I don't think so.
The window has 4 more days or
I think Sunday they close.
So, I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean, Super was a very sudden signing.
Correct. Out of the blue. I see in the chat, right, that Super signing was actually in the workings for quite a while. It's just that because just so happened Kodai got injured, and I think that's when they finally officially announced him, and it seemed like, oh, why are we signing a centre back? Why is Sailor signing centre back? But it's rest to be sure that I think it's been a while. We still probably look at the centre backs and say like, maybe we need to show up in the end. Maybe
Yeah,
for
I
the
think it was said on the Sailors website in the article that Pedro will be out for a while more. So I think probably makes sense.
yeah, deregister Pedro for the ACL Champions League, I would imagine, for Super.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. And I think it's the
Or maybe
player that
Kodai also.
Risto has coached before, right? So a
Yeah,
player
yeah.
he knows well. And
Risto and him, what, 4
since-
years together, if I'm not wrong, in the Cambodian club, I think. So great to see that. I think it's just familiarity in his system, lah. And gives Lionel and also gives Bill Mamadou that kind of anchor at the back that maybe Lionel won't get caught off again in the Anu red card out of position. Yeah.
I mean, Bill is a centre back, but he looks quite a decent right back as well.
Decent right back indeed. Yeah, when he came on for No Adam, right, in the first game,
Against DPMM.
Against DPMM, first game. Not first game, second game for the Sailors, first game for DPMM. And yeah, looked fantastic. When No Adam comes, like, who's going to come on for him, sir? Then when I saw Bill Mamadou, I was like, okay, wow. And fantastic job from him. Okay, so let's see some comments before we move on. Again, Geylang, nothing too much to say about Geylang, a bit flat. And I think that their next game is against DPMM. So, I don't know. At Jalan Besar, do you think Geylang can turn favors, turns favors to their fortune, turns the fortune towards for them? Oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought. But as a Geylang fan, I think I want to root for Geylang, but DPMM is looking. Maybe they're looking to kind of get the rhythm into to play for the season.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch a bit of this game, the first half yesterday. Second half, I just watched the Albrechts game, but in the first half, Geylang actually did create quite a few chances.
Yeah,
Zafan did make quite a few decent saves. So I think Geylang just need to sharpen up a bit more up front. We talked about it, and then hopefully they can get a result against Brunei.
Yeah, most definitely. And also, if they want to kind of push for a top 3 or top 4 finish, Geylang, they need to, these kind of games, they need to show that their midfield and their defense are their strong points, and they need to play to their strengths, right? Just so happened, I think Sailors is just a class above them for this day. And yeah, Sailors took advantage of that. And I think AL is asking, what is this mentality monster thing? So basically, Geylang posted like about a week ago on their socials about how they've, they are like mentality monsters and how they've, overcome adversity, and when the world doubts them, and and they just got smacked 3-0. So everyone is trying to throw a little bit fun banter against Geylang. Okay, so this game, Abdul Razak, maybe Golden Boot. You never know in the future.
You never know. He likes that right-footed finish.
Yeah, great to see. I know. Actually, no, I don't want to throw a bit of slight to Kodai, but this is actually good for the Singapore scene as well, for local talent to build more confidence and have more playing time. If Kodai was here, Abdul Razak wouldn't have played so much, right, as of now. And he's proven himself on the pitch, right? So let's see whether he can keep up this form for the Lion City Sailors. Okay, next game we have also, this is Abdul Razak, Golden Boot winner maybe in the future, possibly. Eagles on the slump. Next game, last game for the week, we have Albirex versus Hougang. Okay, this game. Kudos to all the Hougang fans that went to Jurong East to watch their team play against Albirex. It was not an easy game at all for Hougang. 2-0. I think I would say that's quite a good result for Hougang, to put it in a very positive light.
Yeah, quite a respectable score.
Yeah.
And the second goal came in like one of the last kicks of the game,
last kick,
93rd minute.
Yeah. And the first goal was scored in the, let me check,
45th minute. So it was like really
right
at the last minute of both halves that they conceded.
Yeah, so you see, it's this kind of like, wow, pretty tough as a Hougang fan. Indeed, this season, as like what many seasons, as evidence from Hougang side, right, that they start a bit slow, right? Maybe gelling a bit. There was some chatter in the chat today talking about like Brian Ferreira. Why did Hougang sign him if we got not enough number 9s at front? But actually, that's a very, very valid point. But Brian Ferreira has been very, very lackluster, to say the least, lah.
Yeah,
to say the least. As one of the foreigner slots, he is expected to do way better. And what we mentioned before, I think that when Brian Ferreira doesn't track back, or when he loses the ball in this kind of precarious position, I think AJ will be the first one to kind of commit, right? And then this is where it opens up the midfield, and then Zulfahmi is left in no man's land, basically, at his age. Swan Army. Wow, I do you guys see what's the turnout they did in Jurong East? I hope that I got to give credit to Albrechts and their community. They are very, very supportive, right? On a Wednesday, maybe more people turned up, possibly. But general, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, both games had a really good turnout for the league, and that's just great to see moving forward. Maybe when the games get a bit more Start of the season for any league is like, okay, it doesn't really have big what's that one looking for? Big repercussions, big excitement, right? Until when it's like a title decider and whatnot, then you see the people all flooding in, and that's great. Oh, Swan Army, welcome, Swan Army. Cheers, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Right. Sia game, yeah. Sia is really great to see him. Number 10, right? No, not Sia. Sia is
Yeah, I think that's his first name.
First name, is it? Yeah. 2 goals for him, a brace for him. Sia Ogawa, right? Is it Sia Ogawa? Onori. Sorry, Onori.
Ogawa number 8.
Oh, number 8 is Ogawa. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Swanami. I'm so sorry to the fans.
Still getting used.
Still getting used to it. Swanami, what was the atmosphere like? I think the turnout must have been really good to support the Swans, right? He says that when the club are supporting the community will support the club strongly. Great to see that. This is what you love to see. Confederal said that Sia is quite good, but he has an angry streak on him. Ooh, so maybe that's. But number 10, yeah, Sia is a great player for Albrecht. I think when he gets the ball, he's very, very decisive on the ball. It's great to see.
I think he does complement Taranari quite well.
Yes.
And then, Albrecht's their trademark substitution is to bring on Riku the second half.
Riku is like their secret weapon, right? Swan Army was telling me in the community, she was like, hey, look out for number 9. No, Riku. I'm like, okay, let me look out. And then when he came on, like the 70-something minute, we saw the fella was just having fun with Hougang.
And then he came on at halftime against Sailors. He had a great game. Yesterday, he came on a bit later, 70th minute. But he did, his usual dribbling down the left, terrorizing the right back. Tough. But I thought Nazrul actually had quite a good game yesterday.
Yeah, Nazrul actually this season, people like to give him some shit, oh, he's getting a bit old, doesn't have the pace. I agree that, but overall a very dependable right back that Hougang can depend on.
Yeah, I thought overall, besides the first 10-15 minutes of the second half where Hougang looked quite shaky, the last half an hour they were quite solid defensively, but offensively wise, they didn't really have much of a threat. Don't recall many big chances, if any at all. So I think that's a part where probably they need to work on a bit more offensively, how they're going to gel, because they do have quite a number of new attackers, actually.
Yeah.
Looking at Hazwan is new, Gabriel is new.
Brian.
I mean, Sahil and Amy are still there, but of course, I think Amy is injured now.
Amy's injured, yes.
Sahil started.
Sahil, actually, this season, you can say he's quite bright. He's very, very... His off-the-ball movement has been really good for Hougang. He's like a very tireless worker that Hougang can be very excited to... Not excited, sorry, that they can take a bit of solace, like how their team is faring right now. Gabriel Clark really hasn't kind of adjusted his game yet. Krychek is out. So what Josh is saying, right? A lot of new faces on the front line, and also key dependable members of the team is not around as of now. So
yeah, I think Gabriel came on quite late, actually, around the 80th minute. So perhaps a bit late.
Match fitness issue.
And then their new number 9 came on, Faris Hassan, who was former Albrecht's last couple of seasons or so.
Yep.
And I thought they actually looked better when he came on. I thought he had quite a good game. So maybe he might start the next game.
And maybe that's the missing link for Hougang to kind of get the ball rolling. And against Hougangs against Young Lions is, let me check. Sorry guys, not as prepared. Yeah, Young Lions. Then why just now we said Tanjung Pagar?
I think Tanjung Pagar not playing this week.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So probably
So let me retract my statement. So following week is Tanjung Pagar, and let me see. Let me confirm it. But guys. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So Tanjung Pagar is playing against Young Lions next in like the week after, right? And then the next game for Hougang is Young Lions. So that's going to be a great way for Hougang to bounce back as well. Right. Again, no offense to Young Lions. Faris a legend around JE. I saw Swan Army's post, right? He seems like he's very well regarded in the Jurong East community. Great to see.
I think he did have quite a few strong performances. I recall when he was playing for Albrecht, some games they would throw him on late on, and he did score quite a few goals.
Yep. So moving forward for Hougang, before we move to the open discussion per se, Hougang, there's always like this trend of them starting very late. Not starting very late. They start off the season very slow, a bit sluggish, and then mid-season they pick it up, right? But I think really, to be honest, their success relies heavily on how Brian Ferreira does. He seems to be like an undroppable member in the squad, but he's been pretty poor, right? I think if this play of his continues, right, I don't see Hougang really improving against teams that are trying to find their rhythm, starting to find their rhythm already. All right, so Faris Hassan, yes, want to know how he scored that goal. Oh, damn. Oh. All right, so let's move on to there's do you think that they are favorites for the league again, Albirex, or do you think Tampines can say something about that title challenge?
Well, Albrechts do have a lot of quality off the bench as well. We talk about Tampines quality off the bench. Albrechts too, they put on Riku. They put on another winger at halftime for Nikki. They put on, I think his name is Yokoyama. Correct me if I'm wrong. He had a decent game as well, number 14.
Oh, so 14. 14 is good. 14 is good, yeah.
Came off the bench at halftime yesterday. Very good game. So they always have the extra gear. You look at almost every game. Second half, the amount of goals they scored.
Yeah.
The Community Shield, they scored 3 in the second half. Young Lions, I think they scored 2 in the second half or something. And then Sailors, they scored 2 late goals. Yesterday, another late goal. So they do have the extra gear. And when teams are chasing the game, that's when they look the most dangerous.
Yep. And you know how our league is so open at the end of the games, especially, right? So like what Joshua is alluding to, when you have the extra gear in you, or when your stamina is high, or when you got the depth in your squad, right? You bring on the 70th minute onwards, that's when the game can really open. High scoring affairs happen there. Shodai Yokoyama. That's the name. By the way, Confedero, can you put your link to your heat map graph? So just by the way, I met Confedero recently in person, and then he showed me his statistics, and he does like a heat map graph and whatnot for the players, and then he watches the game on highlights and see like, okay, successful pass, and he adds in on his own. So big up to you, bro. I think it's really well deserved, and more people needs to have their eyes on his work. Do send in the link. You can definitely share it around here. So Swan Armies has mentioned that this year we feel that the Swans have better depth compared to 2022. Yeah, I think that's fair, very fair. And I think I personally like Takahashi number 2. I like your captain number 6. Number 7, number 8 is Ogawa, right?
Yeah.
Number 10,
Konori.
Yeah, Konori. And 14, Shodai. That's the names that really pop up.
How about the guy on the jersey?
The jersey. Mr. Lee himself.
Not liking him so much after Anu's red card.
I mean, he's a professional, kind of like any professional have done that to get advantage into the game. So fair play to him.
But he is a class player. I think he hasn't scored this season yet.
Hasn't scored yet.
Still looking for his first goal.
But he's, I think I mentioned this in the last stream, right? He's got that kind of like class aura around him. When he gets the ball, he's like a perfect false 9 for Albrechts actually, and complements number 10 and number 14 very well. Seiya and what? Yokoyama,
and then Riku off the bench.
Great. When he gets the ball, you see once his ball control is really good, right? Then he's so fast to push the ball out the wings, or hold the ball back for his midfielders to come up. And I think Tanari Lee easing into the Singapore Premier League is really, really good. Really, really good. Wow, Bill's Chromebook. That's a new account we've never seen before. Welcome. So Albrechts is a remarkably strong defense that has proven difficult. All right, so let's read for the opponents to penetrate. Even the Sailors face challenges in the second half of their game against Albrechts. Well, my thinking, great point, but you gotta give cut some slack for Sailors because they were one man down lah. But you're right. I think Albrechts was really, really good at the back, and this is going to be a long season for the other teams if Albrechts can keep this up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tampines will score on Sunday. I think it's going to be a tight game, close one. Hopefully, Tampines can get a result.
Yep. Hopefully, indeed. Okay, so Rayhan. Okay, nice, Rayhan. Thanks for tuning in. Is this alternate account? Welcome, Rayhan. Sorry, shameless plug. No, it's not a shameless plug, bro. Just put it in the chat. Yeah. It's really, really good, man. It deserves a shout out, and the community needs to look at your heat map more and like really respect and appreciate the effort you put in, sir. Legit, bro. Big up to you, Confedero. Exactly, right? You deserve the shout out, right? Really, really, really. Okay, so let's move on to the next agenda. So this is the current standings, right, of the league. Let me hide the banner. Current standings, right? Tampines up. Albrechts looking too strong. So let me put this question again. I don't know whether there's any LCS fans today, but is Tampines going to finish above LCS this year? It's still early, very early in the season. Tampines is only 1 point ahead of Sailors. But squad depth-wise, I think they're looking really good. If Tampines don't really suffer a lot of injuries onto their first 11, right, and their midfield looking as quite decent. I think Shah Shariran Kyoga looking really, really solid now, right?
Yeah, Joel Chu as well.
Joel Chu.
He got caught up to the senior team.
Yes.
Nice to see.
Yeah. So, there is a nice blend of like a veteran, right, holding the line. You've got a great talent. I would say, not say young talent, but Shah Shariran is building to be a very dependable midfielder. And then you've got a young talent like Joel Chu starting. It's a very, very technical player, right? So a very nice balance there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought Shah and Joel were excellent at times for Young Lions last season.
Yeah.
But, losing almost every week would have taken their confidence out. And now watching them play for Tampines, you can see that they're building their confidence. Some of the touches they had against Balestier, the way they are like knocking the ball around with such ease, I think it's only going to be good for them.
Yep. Okay, so great to see. And Albrecht, well, if Albrecht can't get a result against Tampines and Tampines get a draw or win, I think that will look really, really good for Tampines heading into like I would say that they've played against Tanjung Pagar, they've played against Balestier, they've played against Geylang, and they've played against Young Lions. Those are the 4 teams, right? You know what? If they can get a result against Alberex, I think that's really good because they're going to go up against the Sailors. They're going to go up against DPMM and Hougang, which Hougang, I think if they can get their footing right, it could be a challenge like later on to the season.
Yeah, I mean, Jurong East is never easy for any team. So I think it's going to be a real test for Tampines. It's going to be exciting to see what they can do. But yeah, I think really it's way too early. Yeah. I think Sailors did show against Geylang. They still do have the quality without Kodai. And I think a front four of Lestian, Lopez, Hafiz, and Shawal is still a very good front four.
Yeah. Shawal also didn't start, right? He came on off the bench. Maybe a match fitness thing, but soon when he starts the game, I think it could be a really, really... you know what? Maybe you should just start Abdul Razak and then put on Shawal as your 60th minute kind of like substitute.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll be too happy with that, Shawal.
Well, but
maybe even Sailors might be paying him too much to be just coming off the bench.
Fair. That's a fair point.
Impact-wise, of course.
Impact-wise,
the pace.
bro. Yeah, man. Once, like what your point earlier on, like the Singapore Premier League, our match fitness is not the highest, right? So when you bring on like a pacey attacker like Shawal, right, he just rips you apart, man. And he may not be happy with his playing time, but in terms of impact in the game, I think that would be quite good. You come on for a solid 30 minutes in the game, maybe, and you just go all out, right?
Well, there's like a FIFA tactic that I used to apply. Like, play the players, 60th minute, start on a fast winger, and then counter attack. So I mean,
yep.
Valid tactic, I would say, but not everyone's happy doing that.
Fair. Okay, so last point is we have the Golden Boot race. So nothing much has changed other than Faris Ramli, 4 goals in as many games. We are still top. I was gonna put Faris on top, but just leave it that way. And then Vincent Bezekor still at 3 goals. There are quite a few candidates now at 3 goals, so I'll just put him as that. Because I don't see Vincent Bezekor trying to scoring more goals, like too many goals in the future. So he has to have his limelight right now, lah. Faris Ramli, do you think he can finish top goal scorer this year? What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. If Boris keeps this up, right, he misfires here and there, and Boris holds the play up and plays good balls to Faris, I do see Faris kind of edging Boris over the. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Boris did get 2 that day, so now he's on 3 as well. If I'm not wrong, and 3? He's on penalties.
Oh yeah, penalties. Fair. Yeah. So Ken Write-Off is still in Shakir's pocket. You never know. Maybe he'll find the rhythm right soon enough. Okay, so with that, we're going to hit onto the open discussion, right? For today's open discussion, right, guys, I just want to maybe entertain 3 of y'all at most, right? So I put I won't send it in the chat. I'll just send it here in the link on YouTube, right? I don't want to keep this too long because actually I got work to do, so that's just being very honest with you guys. I got some work to do on my hands, so I apologize if you guys we can't have like a longer stream as usual, but I got some work to do. So do anyone who wants to join in, maybe we can just share your thoughts about this past game for your team. You can rep your team a bit, and then we can just see whether I can ask some questions here and there for the panel. Okay, so first guess, right? Let me remove this. Let me get this. We've got Ian.
Hello.
How come Ian?
Hello.
Were you at the Hougang game?
No, too far.
Too far. Okay, so you guys didn't know Ian decided he's a Hougang fan, right? And you watched the game at home?
Yeah, I watched. I watched
Watch the
the
game.
first half, then I got
Okay.
tuition.
Okay, so what are your thoughts about the game, bro?
We played horribly. But it was a fair scoreline.
Okay, fair
So
scoreline, fair scoreline. Okay,
I don't
so
know.
I've
I
got
don't
a
know
great
why they
guess to
try to play
actually.
for the back.
Sorry?
Never mind. Continue.
Okay. So I've got a great guest on the show. We've got Swan Army. Welcome. First time on the stream. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. How are you, brother?
Hello.
How are you, mate? Are you doing well? I mean, I'm buzzing after a great victory over Hougang. I think the team looked really solid.
Yeah.
As always. Yep. So we've got actually Ian is a Hougang fan, and then we've got yourself, obviously, repping Alberex, right? What are your thoughts about the game for Alberex?
Well, it was a slow game because I felt it was okay lah. Given the team still starting gelling, but I feel that VAR call for Seiya was a bit funny lah.
Yeah.
Because like I watch EPL quite often, and if it was not a red card, then they shouldn't check it lah. Like I mean, what I saw in the EPL is that if it's not a red card, then they move on with it. But then suddenly I saw Seiya get yellow carded. It's like funny, like they keep checking on every single thing lah. Yeah, I understand like it's new lah, but there has to be a guideline to follow. Yeah.
Fair. I mean, VR, I'm sure all the fan bases, we can, the shit decisions that go against their team, that's what you're angry about, right? But I think all fan bases can agree right now that the VR is still a bit iffy on the Singapore end of side.
Yeah.
Like, we're checking everything, we're wasting time here and there, and maybe it takes time for the officials to kind of get the rhythm going. But, Albrecht and Tampines, maybe I'll get back to you later because I got some more people. I think, okay, so there's going to be all for today, right? For the amount of people coming on. So there's two more on the flanks, right? Let's get Riyadh and let's get Confederal. Welcome, Riyadh. How are you, mate? Sorry, I apologize, I missed out your name, right? Because I saw Hendra's profile picture and your profile picture look exactly
What's up,
the same.
Rian?
So sorry.
Riyadh, Ian, Amir.
Hello.
And then we've got Confederal. Well, welcome, Confederal. Thanks for first time on the stream. Thanks. We met at the other day. We went to sing some KTV. welcome. And so again, thank you everyone for tuning in. And maybe I can just ask a general question for everybody, right? Let's see now. Maybe for the Hougang fans, right? We are outnumbered today, as always. Hougang fans kind of support. The Wolves are always here to support. What are your thoughts about going to Young Lions? I don't ask about the scoreline, but maybe will the Young Lions game be to kickstart the season for you all? Maybe I start with Riyadh first.
But fighting to need to fight the coin goals. So, but they know I center forward.
Correct.
And the midfielder also lost, but no
chemistry.
fight.
No fight.
Yeah.
You're right. It looks
But
to be honest, like the talent you guys have of Hougang is really, really good. But like when you see on the pitch, it doesn't really translate to, like what you're saying, the midfield looks lost, not enough forward attacking presence. You guys gotta rely on Sahil quite a bit this year, and it's gonna look a bit tough for you guys.
True.
Yeah. Confederal, your thoughts? What are your thoughts for Hougang? Can they kickstart this season with a good victory against Young Lions? Assuming.
I hope so. Because the Young Lions are no pushovers. I think they really run around a lot. They are mobile. They cover a lot of spaces. It just maybe some lapse of concentration when they fought against their last one was against who? Albirex, right?
Yeah. No, Young Lions.
Yeah, Young Lions.
Young Lions. Their last game was they didn't play this week, but their last game was was it Balestier? Let me see. No,
Lions?
Young Lions.
Let
me see. Let me just confirm.
3-1 Balestier.
Balestier. Tampines. 3-0 Tampines.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't watch that one, but yeah. So they got some good youngsters. Amir Shafis, I think Akil, Crichton. They are quite good, and they deserve the national team spot for the World Cup. So I hope Hougang really turn on the burners . and
They have to lah. Or not, it's gonna be a long
Yeah.
season for you Hougang fans. It's gonna be a really, really long season.
Yeah,
it
man.
has to
Don't-
start. It
don't
has to
take
start
it
now, lah.
easy,
It has to
man.
start now.
Especially Brian. Don't take it easy, man. Brian Ferreira.
Brian.
But Brian also lost.
Yeah, man. He gotta do something, man.
He
gotta
has
do
to be
something.
benched. He has to be benched.
Fair. I think that's a fair shot. You know,
Bench him, man.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's a foreign import like sport, right? I think they feel like, oh, we are like a confirmed starting 11 position, right? And he looks pretty lost on the pitch. He tails off after like 30 minutes. You can see like no desire to track back and whatnot. It looks quite.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah.
the
Because
first.
his record in Johor wasn't that good.
Oh, really?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, his record in Johor wasn't even that extraordinary lah. Because
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like used as a super sub or what?
he came because Johor likes those South American players, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't
Yeah.
meet the expectation. Because he didn't even stay for quite long there.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
only there for like not even half, like 1 year, half a season.
Yeah,
Was
somewhere there.
Oh,
Yeah, and he
man.
only. But I heard that he did really well in like the Indonesian league, lah. But then after that, I think he chose the money to come to Hougang, and right now he's. I don't know the money that I don't know how
Hougang
much
got money,
Hougang paying, but it doesn't seem to be paying dividends on the pitch right now. Like, it doesn't look really good for Hougang. Actually, I want to ask to the Hougang fans. Right, one last question for the Hougang fans. Do you guys think that you guys should have signed a striker instead of Brian? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll start with Ian first.
Yes. Actually, we nearly signed Kopitovic, right? I'm pretty sure like they approached him. Then
There was rumors lah, but
Yeah,
I
there was
highly
rumors,
doubt. I
yeah.
think Tampines would have did all their due justice to keep him.
Yeah,
lah.
lah,
But
but-
you're definitely. I think right now the strike force is looking a bit
That's
bleak
it.
for Hougang right now.
there
Right?
should be somebody to replace Portoluso lah. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I think there was maybe Gable Quad was the answer, but he's not a full force like number 9. So it's a bit tough to quantify him like a striker, right? But I think right now the striker position you guys are really, really lacking. Krychek out as well until it's quite up for. There are rumors that he's coming back soon, but Krychek is also a huge integral piece into your lineup.
Yeah, some people say
Rumors
the young
that he's
Lions.
gonna rumors that he's gonna come back for the YL game.
Yep.
Rumors lah. Rumors.
Rumors. Yeah.
Better come back.
Yeah. Do you agree? Do you agree that Hougang should have signed a full-fledged like a number 9 striker?
I know what he's gonna say. Yes.
Yeah. I think yes, it's definitely the assumption, right? And Confederate, your thoughts? Do you echo what Ian is saying?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, one striker goes out, should have one to replace them.
Yeah. One goes out the door, you need to kind of replace it, lah. And for definitely try. We've said it before on stream. I think that for the local teams, it's good to build up you fill your number 9 with a foreigner spot. I think that's really good because they can hold up the play really well. They've got a bit of the stature that you need to hold off the local players. And Zuzu is a great example for Geylang, right? He's left. Look at now, Geylang can't even score the goals right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. Like, sometimes I watch the J League, the K League. It's very strange to see a team without a foreign striker.
Yep.
Usually they bring in I think Brazilian strikers are quite common.
Yeah, very common in J League. Yeah.
Even Serbian strikers.
Kawasaki Frontier is what?
Leandro Damiao.
Yeah.
Yokohama, they play Anderson Lopez. So
Yeah.
it is quite common. So at the start of the season, I did say it was kind of strange that Hougang were going for 2 centre backs, 2 like midfielders.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 centre backs would have been okay if there was 1 midfielder, 1 striker.
Yeah.
A bit more balanced.
I think the centre backs
Like
was a great
Tampines.
signing for Hougang. As much as Hougang has had a very slow start, right? I think both centre backs have done really, really well, right? It's just that it's just the midfield that is kind of like
Midfield is gone,
going cracks. Yeah.
They all walking.
Yeah, no, can't blame them, right? Like,
Okay.
no offense to
Come
Zufami,
blame
right?
us.
Yeah, the fact that if you gotta keep tracking, the whole game you're just on the defense, right? And then you're like your defensive mid, in no man's land, right?
And there's no competition also. There's no competition.
Yeah. Fair.
I think the first Albirex goal, I think if Brian and Zulfami, I mean, they are good players, but I think if they track a bit more back, they could actually cover those guys. For
We
the
need Sharan back. We need Sharan.
Fair, but Shadow's also a bit on the older side. But yeah, he gives more of the defensive, like presence that anchor at the midfield for Hougang desperately needs. So yeah, let me turn it back to Albrecht's topics right now. Sorry for the lack of my knowledge, right? Who do you think is going to be the top scorer for Albrecht this year, in your opinion?
For me, you all haven't seen the number 11 yet.
Never.
His full power. Yeah, because he
Solid,
came on. He came on. He's actually quite solid based on the scouting, based on his university videos lah. Yeah, he is the replacement for Kodai. The actual replacement. It's not Seiya. They wanted to play Seiya and Komatsu. He really passionate. When he first introduced himself to the friend, he said that I want to be called as fire because I am burning with uh, hunger and wanting to score goals. I still hope that he's not going to be a flop lah. Given his passion, I think he's going to be the top scorer because the way he played in the 2 games, I guess hunger lah. It's unfortunate lah that the start of the season he sustained with the ankle injury. That's why he hasn't been in his 100% yet. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait,
So,
is this the?
Once he gets over, yeah. Confederate, go ahead.
Sorry, is this the Watanabe? Is it?
No, it's Keto Komatsu. If you remember, yesterday he was the guy that power shot over the goal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the center
the one
forward,
that
right?
assisted Seiya for the second goal. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, it's looking damn scary, man. When I watched LCS Albrechts, right, you guys were, first of all, big up to the Jurong East community and the Albrechts community. You guys really showed out in numbers, right? And then the game, with the VL controversy aside, right, you guys will still look damn solid. I think this Sunday's game, right, will be there, right? Tampines Albrechts promises to be a really, really good game. Both teams are looking really good, right? I think this for Albrechts, Tampines is going to be like their biggest challenge as of yet now, right? And it's going to be a great game. I do see both teams coming out trying to go all out and maybe be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, for me personally, Tampines has been the team for us to beat. Even though with the rise of Sailors, right? Given the record, sorry lah, but the record shows that Albrechts and Sailors has not been much of competition in the league.
Yeah, it's very one-sided.
But with Tampines, right, I feel like
Cause someone dive.
Oh.
I mean, like that is up to the VAR. Like what our head coach said, we do not have a referee license, so we cannot comment.
Wow, that's a very professional thing.
Tampines, Tampines has their team, their core players been there for years and years. So I think when it comes to facing Albrechts, they are much more experienced, and the youngsters are able to meet with Albrechts standard. I still remember during the COVID season where we won the league. Tampines came over to Jurong East. We were there lah. We were there. Even the Tampines were outside the gates lah. They were watching the game. We scored the first goal. I remember Tomoyuki Deutsch led into a Bahati mistake. Then we ended 4-1 loss at Jurong East. That is Tampines and Albrechts because I feel Tampines always has a competition against Albrechts. It's nice to see lah. Yeah. And now with Kyoga, whatever team he play against, right, I feel like he's not playing to his best. When he plays against Albrechts, right, he's playing like 1000%. Like he wants to show like how badly he's good. And
playing against his countrymen and his peers.
Yeah.
No, but I think for him also like correct. For him, for Kyoga, right, it's maybe he knows like the tendencies of this. Growing up in Japan, playing in Japan, and then playing that kind of midfield role where usually midfielders are like the brain of the system, right? So they see how the game dictate the play, and I gotta give credit to Kyoga, right? Against Baleste, he looked really, really comfortable. So that's why I'm hoping for a great game. I think Kyoga, no offense to you, but I think Kyoga is gonna have a big game against you all. But whether the strikers or he can convert the chances, that's another story, right? Maybe Albrecht's defense can hold strong against them.
Boris lah. When I see like we are on the outright, Boris can always like let into a mistake, let into a half chance and make it a goal. It's just Boris is like just Boris lah in the league lah.
Yeah. It's fair comment. Okay. We're gonna end the stream soon, so I'm just gonna do like a short outro. Maybe I'll ask you guys if you guys want to shout out anything. So please, everyone in the chat, in the community, please do support Confederal and his channel and also all his new initiatives he's doing right now. It's really great. Bro, I still just want to make a small shout out. I don't know the time and effort you put in on the heat map, right? Can you put the link onto the chat so that people can see, bro? Put it in so people can see. He did the heat map for Albrechts and Sailors, is it?
LBRX and YL, because I felt I felt the LBRX versus Sailors match. I think no point to do a match analysis because it's an sort of like an uneven fight.
Yeah, I think that's quite right.
10 versus 11. Yeah.
Yeah, but bro, the amount of like effort and time you put into the to the streams is great. And then for Amir and your brother Swan Army, please do and support and like and subscribe to them. Every week they do like so good content. I love the new intro that you guys have done on the videos, and then to interview the fans, ask them like simple questions to engage the community. I think that's really, really good. So do subscribe to Swan Army. It's great to see like the whole Swan Army, all the crew, all these kind of independent, the Yellow Knights, everyone just doing their part. Jack Force, everyone, right? Great to see the growth in like the league in general. Ian, Riyad, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining as a panel. Is there anything you guys want to say on behalf of the Hougang, or like hopefully any comments you guys want to say?
No comment.
No comment. Yeah, anything from you, mate? Yep.
But please, don't punching in the back.
yeah, maybe a bit more positive.
Attacking.
Play simple.
Yeah, they're trying to do too much, huh? They're trying to do too
much. We sign Doi.
Oh, Doi, maybe.
Hopefully, we got 4 more days to do it.
Yep.
But
okay, Amir, do you want to say anything? Sorry, I give you the outro, but anything from you, Amir?
For me, thank you for having me, and
nothing, brother.
Despite like our differences, our common goal will be aligned once again this end of March, where we must come down and support the Lions, no matter in the Malayan Cup or in our friendlies overseas.
Yeah. Great. Thanks so much. Anytime you're welcome to join the streams. Today's stream's a bit shorter. Next time when it's a bit longer, we can have a more heartful discussion.
Maybe next time my brother will come in.
Yeah, okay, yeah, please, anytime. Your brother, yourself, you're welcome anytime, right? Confederal.
He's a very good defender. Watch out. Oh, last line of defense, you guys.
Last line. All right, Confederal. Anything from you? Yep. Anything you want to say?
No, but if you guys want to catch the match analysis thing between Abirex and YL, you can check it out at my channel, Confederal, CONFADERAL. Yep.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, do
shameless plug.
No.
I might be doing LBRX v Hougang. Might be. See where they got time.
Right, he met very nice.
Man.
I want to see Brian Faris. It's gonna be like one spot and just wait down there. Nah, I'm just kidding. Maybe Young Lions, he can put up a bit of better performance and then they can kickstart his career.
He grew his legs.
Hope so.
Okay, Josh, anything from you?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great weekend. We got Sailors, Ballester. It's gonna be a great game. Hougang, hopefully they can bounce back.
Yep.
And then DPMM is playing.
Geylang.
I think that's maybe the game that
could be a sleeper of the week. It's like the Ballester. It could be a high scoring affair.
I mean, that's just because we have a lot of Hougang fans here. But I mean, I think Hougang would want a big win.
Yeah.
To, like you say, kick off the season, and then arguably, maybe no argument, game of the week will be Albrechts versus Tampines. I think that's going to be a very good game.
Great game. Yeah, I hope that we're going to see a lot of people at Jurong East. I think the turnout is going to be great. Tampines fans, I'm sure they're going to make the trip down. The Albrechts fans, Swan Army and crew, they're going to come down for sure, right? And it's going to be a great atmosphere. Oh, by the way, is it before I end the stream, I just want to ask Amir, is it like away fans is going to be the grandstand now?
No, those grandstands are actually, if you see, right, there's a small portion for away stands and the bigger portion is for home stands. So it's open. Yeah.
Okay.
If you see that
because when I bought the ticket, they said there's no home or away so you just go in like to the grand. Okay, so there's proper segregation. It's
but
just that
best is because it's Saturday, right? Our home stand going to be packed That's why usually when it's full, people will, the Marshall will always point off you can go to the gallery or you go to the away stands. Because you know it's always packed in Journeys, especially weekend games.
So will you be in the opposite side again, like the LCS game as well? The
Unfortunately, if you were there, if you hear the game, right, you only had one drum because our big gong drum, the bass drum, was damaged during the LCS game because of the kids celebrating. They were just banging. Then
if you cannot, if you go other side, you cannot buy KFC.
Hey, the other side you can go to the coffee shop, it's cheaper. I think and also the club want us to be in the grandstand because they do not want to have like the grandstand too quiet. That's what they experienced in the LCS game. Moving forward, if the drums are better, when we have two drums, we have one in the gallery, one in the grandstand to make it much more lively.
Yeah, true. I think too, it's like what we saw in the Jalan Besar game between Vietnam and Singapore. I think if you can get that kind of ambience where it's like both sides doing it, I think it'll be very, very interesting. So, okay, with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to play the outro. Cheers, everyone. Again, the next stream will be probably Sunday or Monday, right? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Thank you to the stream, to the chat. And with that, we'll play the outro. See you guys soon. See you guys Sunday. Albrecht's Tampines, Josh and I will be there, and I'll see you at Bishan. I'll be at Bishan to watch Sailors and Balestiers. So take care, everybody. Have a good week.
Have a good football weekend.
Have a good football weekend. Nicely put from Confederal.
It'll be good for Liverpool fans because we're not playing.
Just a little. Yeah. Okay, so thanks, everyone. Cheers. Have a good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.